Hello there, hobby homies. Back again. Time to crack open another box of magic. Got another box of the Theros Beyond Death. I'll grab it for you here in a second. Before I do that, though, want to give a shout out to a new subscriber, Sprouts Pokemon Nostalgia Card Openings. You ought to check him out. He's opening Pokemon cards, hence the name. Makes sense. And I'd like to give a shout out to a guy named Getwer. Helped me out with some, he sent me some comments on some Cyberpunk, gave me a checklist, gave me some more information on it. Really appreciated that. Thanks a lot. True homies. True homies. Welcome to the clan. Now let me grab this box for you and we can bust it open with some malicious malice and mayhem. All right, let's rock this symphony. Got this box right here, still in the plastic. Beautiful. Grab my shank here, cut this open. Got him. There it is. All right. Pull these packs out the box here. Put this box off to the side. And by put it to the side, I mean drop it. Here we go. First pack. What we gonna get? Hope it's as good as the last one. First box was pretty impressive, I must say. Cannot lie. Are we gonna have the same luck here? Who knows? Cetesian Champion. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Cetesian Champion and draw a card. A blessing is not a gift, it is a duty. So wise for a magic card. Earl of Possibility, Final Death, Vexing Gold. Nadir Kraken, pretty sure I got this one last box. Whenever you draw a card, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Nadir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue tentacle creature token. Tramp of Annex, Traveler's Amulet, Daybreak Chimera, Discordant Piper. The dude's playing 2 flutes. That's multi-talented right there. Omen of the Hunt, Fruit of Tazirus. So fruity. Ashiok's Erasure. Pretty sure I got this one last box too. When Ashiok's Erasers enter the battlefield, exile target spell. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. When Ashiok's Erasure leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. Sea God School. Aspect of Manticore. Infuriate. Flicker of Fate. Flip it, come on. Dream Trawler. Flying Lifelink. Whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card. Discard a card. Dream Trawler gains hexproof until end of turn. Tap it. I don't know if I tapped that. Hero of the Games, Riptide Turtle. Underworld Charger. Eat to Extinction. And I know I got this one too. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your library. Rare. Dreamstalker Manticore. Myers Grass, Bronze Sword. The first Iron Games has create a +1 or create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw 2 cards. Create a gold token. Arena Trickster. Captivating Unicorn. Artist Oracle of Half-Truths. I've seen you before, buddy. Menace. When Atris Oracle of Half-Truths enters the battlefield, target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library and separates them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Mischievous Chimera. Showcase card. Renata, Call to the Hunt. Brine Giant. Temple Thief. Temple of Enlightenment. Enlightening. Slaughter Priest of Mogus. Myers Grasp, Omen of the Hunt, Scavenging Harpy, the Little Nut Harpy. Shatter the Sky. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures. When the gods go to war, mortals pay the highest price. Thirst for Meaning, Chain to Memory, Moss Viper, Never Seen You Before. And there's some Shine. Aribo's Intervention. Choose 1. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. You gain X life. Exile up to twice X target cards from graveyard. Mirror Shield. Tide Turtle. Omen of the Dead. There's some shimmer on a showcase. Pretty cool. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. That could be handy. Hero of the Pride. Towering Wave Mystic. Let's see what's next here. I got no Mr. Lowe stories today, so sorry, Mr. Lowe. You didn't act foolish, so. Revoke Existence, a little bit of Shine. Nessian Boar. All creatures able to block Nessian Boar do so. Whenever Nessian Boar becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller draws a card. Warden of the Chain. Gift of Strength. Enigmatic Incarnation.
At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Thundering Chariot, Aspect of Manticore, Omen of the Sun, another Moss Viper. Protean Thaumaturge. It's got the Precious on it. Look at it. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Protean Thaumaturge become a copy of another target creature, except it has this ability. Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. Return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it. Underworld Dream. It's another turtle. Captivating Unicorn. Gift of Strength. It's just a giant growth, except it says Gift of Strength. +3/+3. I see your trickery. There we go. Perforos Bronze Blooded. Legendary enchantment creature god. It's got the showcase on it. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Perforus isn't a creature. Other creatures you control have haste. You may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. One with the stars. Return to nature. Another soldier. Oh, Waybreak Hippocamp. Never seen you before. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. Got more than those than I know what to do with. Omen of the Sea. Fruit of Taziris. Rage Scarred Berserker. Big dude. That's some foil for you. Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath deals 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Banishing Light. Sweet Oblivion. Flummoxed Cyclops. The Crone War. Gain control of target creature for as long as a Crone War remains on the battlefield until your next turn. Creatures your opponent control attack each combat if able. Each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Escape Velocity. Bronze Sword. Temple of Plenty. Oh, with some precious on it. Let's see what that might be decent. Nightmare Shepherd. Flying. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a target that's a copy. Create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's 1/1 and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. Devourer of Memory, Field of Ruin, Arena Trickster, Moss Viper. There you go. Haktos the Unscarred. Haktos the Unscarred attacks each combat if able. As Haktos enters the battlefield, choose 2, 3, or 4 at random. Haktos has protection from each converted mana cost other than the chosen number. Wolf Willow Haven. Elite Instructor. There's another Flummox Cyclops. The Flicker of Fate. Temple of Malice. Minions Return, Unknown Shores, Sleep of the Dead, poor little dog. Bronze Sword. Temple of Abandon. Wrap in Flames, Final Death, as opposed to the first death. Maybe it's like a cat with 9 lives. It's the final one. For real this time. I've seen a lot of them human soldiers. Idyllic Tutor. Search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your card. You are loved, child. So inspirational. Omen of the Sea, another Final Death. Flicker of Fate. Tectonic Giant. I already got you. Whenever Tectonic Giant attacks or becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, choose 1. Tectonic Giant deals 3 damage to each opponent. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. That Omen of the Dead card looks like something. I just haven't placed it yet. Kraken. A little Shimmer Land. Mountain. Temple of Plenty. Pretty sure I got that one too. Last box. Eutropia the Twice Favored. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1. Don't know why I'm reading all that. Witness of Tomorrows, Chain to Memory. The Tentacle. Reverend Hoplite with the diamonds. Kenoros, Hound of Athreos. I got this one last box too. Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards. Grey Merchant of something or other. Mire Triton. Stern Dismissal. Scary. Gravebreaker Lamia. Lifelink. When Gravebreaker Lamia enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. Thirst for Meaning. Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. When Croxa enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. Whenever Croxa enters the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card, then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life. Escape. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Infuriate. Rage Scarred Berserker. Dual Fluter. And playing his little flutes. Probably an epic flute solo. There's some shine. Ashiok Nightmare Muse. Create a 2/3 blue and black nightmare creature token with whenever this creature attacks or blocks, each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, then that player exiles a card from their hand. You may cast up to 3 face-up cards your opponent owned from exile without paying their mana cost. Omen of the Dead. Dalakos, Crafter of Wonders. Tap to add 2 colorless mana. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Equipped creatures you control have flying and haste. Sleep of the Dead. On the Hunt. Whirlwind Denial in the pretty colors. Archon of Sun's Grace, Flying Lifelink. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. Warden of the Chain, Dreamstalker Manticore, Riptide Turtle, Flicker of Fate. Woe Strider. Got like 3 or 4 of these. When Woe Strider enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 white goat creature token. Sacrifice another creature, scry 1, escape. Exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Woe Strider escapes with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Like, whoa. Underworld Charge. You hear the cats stampeding through the house, probably. Yeah, some tomfoolery going on with these cats. Timer Calls the Dead. Put the top 3 cards of your library onto your graveyard. Then you may exile a creature or enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. I got lost there for a second. You gain X life and scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Sea God Scorn. Myers Grasp. Night of Divine. Funeral Rites. Memory Drain. And Trident Wave Rider with the colors. Errata of the Endless Web. I got this one last box too, I think. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Return to nature. Thassa's Oracle. When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the devotion to blue. Put up to one of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. Each blue mana in the mana cost of permanents you control counts towards your devotion to blue. Unknown Shores, Starlit Mantle. Alright, last pack. Let's see what we get here. Is it going to be magic or is it going to be tragic? Underworld Breach. Each non-land card in the graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. You may cast cards from your graveyard for their escape cost. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. Showcase. Another Harpy. And that's the second box of Theros Beyond Death. Here's what we got here. Underworld Breach, Thassa's Oracle, Errata of the Endless Web, Timer Calls the Dead, Woe Strider, Archon of Sun's Grace, Dalikos Crafter of Wonders, Ashiok Nightmare Muse, Crux the Titan of Death's Hunger, Gravebreaker Lamia, Kenoros Hound of Athreos, Temple of Plenty, Tectonic Giant, Idealic Tutor, Temple of Abandon, Temple of Malice, Haktos the Unscarred, Nightmare Shepherd, Temple of Plenty. That's got a little bit of the precious on it. What we like to see. A Crowian War, Storm's Wrath, Waybreak Hippocamp, Perforous Bronze Blooded, Elspeth Conquers Death, Protean Thaumaturge. It's got the precious. Enigmatic Incarnation, Nessian Boar, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Aribo's Intervention, Shatter the Sky, Temple of Enlightenment, Atris Oracle of Half-Truths, The First Iroian Games, Eat to Extinction, Dream Trawler, Ashiok's Erasure, Nadir Kraken, and Setessan Champion. And that's the second box of Theros. I still got 3 more actually because I picked up another one. And that is it. Once again, thank you, Getware, for the information on the Cyberpunk. I really appreciate it. It's going to help me a lot. Now I just got to figure out how to get some more starter decks. And thanks to Sprout's Pokemon Nostalgic Card Openings for subscribing. You ought to check him out. He's opening Poke cards, like I said, Pokemon. You like it? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, @HobbyHomie. Check it out. I tweet stuff. I really do. And until next time, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'm out. Bye.